Hello, Steve Artsino. Well, I finally watched Nope, which came out, I think, in July. Um, but I just didn't get around to watching. Actually, I did start to watch the first half an hour, and I felt like it needed some commitment, and I was too busy, and I turned it off, and I just didn't switch it on again. That was a couple of months ago. But New Year's Day, I was nursing a couple of injuries, and I didn't want to do anything, so I thought I'm actually going to sit and watch a couple of movies, and also had some data to use up because I don't have a lot of data on my plan, internet plan. But when I end up at the end of the month with some left over, I kind of feel like I don't want to give like money to Optus for free, so I feel like I need to like watch stuff just to use it up. So I thought, okay, I'm going to sit and watch a couple of movies. So I watched Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, Knives Out 2, and I watched Nope. Now, like I said, Nope, I started to watch it, and Jordan Peele, I have a difficult relationship with Jordan Peele. I loved the first film he did, which I'm suddenly blanking on the name. Up until the end, it had a stupid science fiction ending which undermined the whole film and ruins it. So if you watch it up until a certain point, it's brilliant. But then once you see the end, I haven't been able to watch it again because he ruined it. The second film, Us, was interesting. Was that his second film? It was the second film I saw. But he's one of he did the Twilight Zone series, the remake one, which was decent. It was only like 10 episodes, but it was good. So he does have I was going to say an affinity, but at least an interest in sort of Twilight Zone sort of style, sort of mystery. And this film, I hadn't actually seen the trailer. I had heard a couple little whispers that it had something to do with UFOs or something. I thought that was going to be vague. I only watched the trailer a minute ago, and I'm like, oh, so this is all in the trailer. Okay. So I went into it knowing very little, which sometimes helps. But okay, so and I should also note that I grew up with horses. My sisters and my mother had horses, so I grew up my whole life going out to the horses every day and taking care of them and all that. So I appreciated the film on some levels, and I don't know, whenever I see horses in jeopardy in films, I get really upset. And this film has a few moments like that. And a few things that I didn't quite understand, and I'm like, okay, that's not something I sort of... Yeah, okay. I'm not going to go into that too long. But the film starts off with the death of a patriarch, and the two children, the one who's been working in the business and the one who's a bit of a grifter, sort of coming together to try and sort out the business in the absence of the father, who was the real sort of, the real one running it. They're horse trainers in Hollywood, and they claim to be descendants of the original jockey in the first piece of film that was done. There's this weird I felt like it was a subplot, but it just seems to be a throwaway, where there was a chimp that went crazy on a sitcom and injured and or killed members of the cast, which is loosely based on real events. And the kid who was in that, it was an Asian kid who was in the show, grows up to be running a a cowboy sort of theme park near this ranch where they have the horses. And he's in it for a minute, and what's his name again? Stephen Ewan. And I frankly, I stopped watching The Walking Dead after he left the show, because there was no reason watching the show after that, because once you'd seen one, cynical, abysmal sort of scenario, which is what that whole show is, you kind of don't need any more, and I was just sort of there for some of the characters. But he's funny as a cowboy, but he's only in it for a bit, and he doesn't seem as important as the trailers made him seem. Now you realise right away something weird is happening on this farm, and whether it's something new or something old, but it does seem to be what killed the father, because it was a really weird thing, and it didn't make any sense, the explanation for his death. And this is sort of a non-spoiler-ish review, so I don't want to ruin it in case someone hasn't seen it, because I know sometimes people are stupid enough to watch videos like this before they watch a film, which makes no sense to me. You watch it afterwards to see if you agree with the other people, for me. And I just want to say what I thought of the film, basically. So they're trying to work out what's happening, and they're trying to record some weird things. So they go to the local store and they meet this guy called Angel. He's played by Brandon Perea, I think. He's so cute. I kept having to pause the film. I don't know. His name was Angel, and I'm like, okay. So he comes in, he tries to help them film some stuff. They're still having problems. They end up approaching a cinematographer they met on set when they were doing one of the horse training things. And he comes out and they do set up a scenario to try and lure this UFO basically out into the open. And it is a fascinating UFO. It's like nothing I've seen on film before. Very science fiction. It's like a giant material jellyfish that can change shape. And it's like an organic creature that's eating things, basically. And I don't think I'm giving away too much there, because that's, you sort of realise, you're going to see UFOs in the trailer. So, but it's not so mechanical. It's more organic, but it seems to be a cross. So that is superficially interesting in and of itself. But aside from that, there's not a lot of mystery. I was expecting a mystery, and I'm like, it's really just them trying to capture this thing that halfway through the film you kind of know what it is. And I feel like Jordan got a bit sick of or scared of doing another big shock twist ending, because they can go either way. They can ruin the film or make you look at the film differently in a good way, or they can just ruin the film because you think up to a point the film's going a certain way, and then it just totally throws you to the side and does something else. And his first couple of films, I think, did that, and I don't feel like I'd ever watch them again. This I'd watch again because you can't, it's more you're just watching the characters go through the experience that you sort of know. Like you're not sort of waiting for the big twist. I don't feel like there really are any twists in this. It's just a surreal situation that people are trying to manage, and that's like this sort of, it's not really like a mystery. It's just strange. But there were a couple of big moments that were quite kind of epic. I wasn't expecting the effects work that they did and the volume and size of it. I thought it was going to be a lot more vague, and there would be some sort of twist ending, not sort of like a big section of the film is dealing with this creature basically, and we see a lot of it, like maybe too much of it, because you're really looking at it long enough to really start thinking about it, rather than just sort of experiencing it. And there is one moment which is over the top where the lead guy is like sort of running on the horse. He's running away, and it's just got this big sort of Western music, and it's a bit over the top, and seems like, because there's a bit of like Western here as well, that they're trying to throw in, sort of like sci-fi Western mystery, but no mystery and no sci-fi, or no Western either. It's just all over the place. But I enjoyed the characters, particularly Angel. I must admit that was superficial, but he wasn't interesting. And the lead guy, his sister was annoying as hell the whole time, but you're really with him, and she was just something he had to deal with in the film. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. I enjoyed it. Glad I finally got around to watching it. Took so long. There really wasn't a mystery to be spoiled. I was sort of worried about this big mystery. Now, there's a whole bunch of videos about explaining, unpacking the film, and I'm like, did I miss something? I'm going to go watch a bunch of them, but I wanted to do a video just of my initial reaction to the film, and then if I get informed by other people about things I missed, maybe I'll do another video explaining that, and a spoilers one explaining the film myself, but probably not. I like the tone. Sometimes you just want to enjoy a film for the tone and the atmosphere. It doesn't really have to have some big twist ending or some big epic sort of world-changing, world sort of threatening thing to resolve. Sometimes you can just be with the characters and enjoy them. It doesn't have to be big. And it's one of the things I liked about the film, even though it did sort of have a big sort of special effects element and the alien ship and that. But aside from that, it was a very quiet, simple sort of story about just some people dealing with these sort of rolling situations that kept sort of happening. And I think more films really should just calm down, be quiet, just sit with some characters for a bit and enjoy them, and not try to be, a Marvel film, like every minute, which is a lot of films are just trying too hard, too big, too expensive, and they just alienate you from the characters in the film because you're pushed so far out of like relating to them like they're in the real world. But I've been talking long enough about this. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I'm wondering what he's going to do next, because like I said, he sort of abandoned his initial format of great setup, bad twist ending for the sake of it with the first couple of films, Now it was just an overall overarching mystery of what this creature was that we sort of know is there, and we're just sort of exploring and trying to sort of get a glimpse of it, as opposed to, you know, some big reveal or something. So it was interesting. But yes, I think I'm up to 10 minutes. I need to stop talking. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Did I already say that? I don't know.